This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stockbox interview. Joining me on Stockbox today is Professor Richard Conroy, the chairman of Conroy Gold. Hi, Richard. Good to be talking to you again.
And to you, Mark, indeed, and with some nice news, but from Finland this time rather than from Ireland.
Indeed, yeah. You released the RNS on your Finnish gold project, where you state that the ground magnetic survey has identified a series of drill targets. But before we discuss that, can you maybe start with a reminder about what the Finland project is all about?
The Finland project is all about the tremendous potential in Finland for gold. We've been working on it for a number of years. Finland is of course mineralogically very rich, but the gold had tended to be produced as a byproduct of base metals. But we felt that the actual indigenous gold itself merited exploration. And I think we've been justified both in our own exploration program. It's been a very extensive one, with over 2,000 till samples and so on. But also, of course, by the fact that the Kittilä mine in Europe is now the largest gold mine in Europe. It's a resource of already well over 4 million ounces. And I think a lot of other people besides ourselves are now seeing the potential of Finland to gold. But it also has, as I mentioned, potential for other minerals. And what's particularly attracted us in the immediate areas which we're working is that it appears to be a potentially quite significant copper gold project. And the combination of those two, of course, is very attractive, very interesting indeed. And Finland is a good country to work in. It's mineral friendly. It has a magnificent infrastructure. It's very different from, shall we say, the north of Canada, where there's some very good gold prospects, obviously. But in Finland, they're very accessible. You have quite a large airport at Rovaniemi, which is about 70 miles south of where we're working. You have a good infrastructure of roads. And of course, you have magnificent technical infrastructure in Finland. So it's a very attractive country in which to work.
Fantastic. So what is the plan there then, Richard? Are you pretty encouraged by these targets and keen to commence the drilling program?
Oh, very much so. What we've been doing over the last period of time has been an extensive exploration program, starting really on the basic fundamentals of the geology, following that up by acquiring all the airborne geophysics over northern Finland, and doing a very comprehensive review of that. Then in turn, receiving from the Geological Survey of Finland, who previously did most of the work in this area, a very extensive database of geochemical data, till data, and so on, combining these together, and then following it up by an extensive exploration program of our own on the ground over the past few years, in which the chaps have collected over 2,000 till samples. And we've analyzed those. And arising from that, we picked out this area. It's about 8 square kilometers in size, but it has within it a number of targets. And the recent news release we just brought out relates to the fact that we've now carried out extensive ground geophysics on these targets. And the combination of all of this information and the latest, which is the final, as it were, confirmation, indicates that there are a series of targets within our license area. Some of these are iron oxide targets with, we feel, great potential for both copper and gold. And there are also at least a couple of shear-hosted targets as well, that should be primarily gold targets. And the combination between the geology, the geochemistry, the airborne, and now the ground geophysics gives us now a series of advanced drilling targets. And our next stage will be to move into a drilling program. We have to allow, obviously, for the COVID situation, which has hit Finland just as everywhere else. But nonetheless, our colleagues are obviously planning at least 4 drill holes in our target area. 2 of them probably going to the iron oxide targets, and the other 2 to the shear zone target. So we'll be starting quite an extensive drilling program as soon as it's feasible to get out on the ground to do so. I must say they've done great work in Finland in relation to COVID, and they've also managed to keep going. So, for example, we were able to carry out this ground geophysical survey despite all the difficulties, and certainly got marvelous results from it, and confirming what we had hoped to see. And it's very nice to see it. And now the next stage is obviously to start drilling it. But there's been a very extensive program. It's taken a number of years. And one has to expect that with any major discovery, that will take you quite a long time. But all that time now has gone by. We've done all the analysis. We've done all the taking of the thousands of soil samples and the geophysical programs, and we're now right up to the stage of bringing in a drilling program. And of course, this comes at a very good time for the company. As you know, we've discovered a district-scale gold district, gold trend in Ireland, and we're now in the final stages of completing with a joint venture partner, Dimmer Export, to develop that gold trend in Ireland, that gold district in Ireland. And so we'll be able to turn some of our attention, not all of it, will still be very much involved in forwarding the bringing in a gold mine and continued development in Ireland. But nonetheless, it comes at a very nice time that we also have this very exciting prospect, which could be a very major prospect indeed, and is particularly appropriate indeed at the moment, because of course there is a huge demand for copper as well as the basic demand for gold. So it's very exciting to be getting to the drilling stage there, and we'll be looking forward to starting on that as soon as we're able to basically get out on the ground. So It's a tremendous situation. We're delighted with it.
Okay, good. Now, of course, you mentioned there the Longford Down project, which is, of course, your flagship project, which the joint venture with Dimmer Export should hopefully see developed into a mine. So, as that project,
a series of mines, we hope. Forgive me.
A series of mines, yeah. So as that progresses, will Finland still remain an important part of the portfolio?
Oh, very much so. We've made the discovery in Ireland, and it's a world-class discovery in the sense of a whole new gold district extending over a very large area. We've now got a marvelous joint venture partner in. It has both the technical ability and expertise and the interest and of course, a vast funding backing for it to do justice to this entire new district. And yet we'll still be able to maintain a very major interest, 42.5% or a minimum of 25%. So we'll be very much involved in working. It's a joint venture. We're already working together on what's necessary to be done, and we look forward very much to continuing that. But at the same time, quite independently, we have this prospect in Finland, and it could be a very major prospect indeed. So our technical people will be able to get out and work together with their Finnish colleagues in bringing it forward. And as I say, it's the work that takes several years to accomplish, the going out, going over the ground, the collecting samples, the examining data, the looking at geophysics and all that. That's all done now. We're now at the drilling stage in Finland. So it could come up over the horizon very rapidly indeed. So it's very exciting and goes very nicely with the actual mine development in Ireland.
Okay, superb. Now, it wouldn't be right of me to end the interview without asking you just the obvious question. Are things still progressing and on track with the joint venture with Dimmer Export?
Very much so. We have in the joint venture, and specifically stated in the letter of intent, that timing and speed is primary objective of both of us. And I must say, that's the way it's going. We're working very quickly and immediately and moving forward with the project in Ireland. And we look to it being COVID allowing, really making a lot of progress very quickly indeed. They're delighted with the work that we're doing with the DMER export people. They've been very good to work with, I must say.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you for that. And I hope to see that rapidly progress, and I'm sure we'll talk again. And hopefully this year as well, COVID will start to clear up and we can hopefully have a better year for everyone. But for now, Professor Richard Conroy, the chairman of Conroy Gold, thank you very much for your time.
Good to talk with you, Martin. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.